Hello there, darlings. Lovely being back on live, although I'm not very good at it. So I do hope you will forgive this newbie. Anyway, do let me know, how are you doing? Where are you watching from? And indeed, can you even hear me? I see we have Fluffer Squirrel UK already here. Hello, Madam Squirrel. Lovely seeing you here. So if anyone could give me a quick confirmation if you can hear and see me, if everything is okay so far. So talking of newbie, I actually wanted to upload a video yesterday because I'm just seeing some of the chat already. Hello there, darlings. And I wanted to upload a video yesterday because once again I've been compared to the marvelous Swedish Chef, and I thought to myself, right, I need to make a public service announcement that I'm not the Swedish Chef. I'm not as fabulous as he is. Well, I'm fabulous in other ways, naturally, but And so I made this little clip, and I thought it was very amusing, a bit silly, and I uploaded it. And there you are. Suddenly, it just got removed because of copyright things, because I used images and a little video clip from the Muppet Show. And I thought to myself, well, that's that. And then I thought, well, I did see some YouTubers that I've seen that they do a live and then they will show a little video clip or whatever. And for some reason, that is okay. So I think as long as it is on a live and you sort of comment on it, and then I think that is allowed. Anyway, we'll try it out. I mean, maybe the whole live will crash, and then, well, we'll have a laugh. We live and learn, darlings. I also wanted to give a big thank you to everyone who has subscribed to my channel. At the moment, I have, let me check my notes, 1,340 subscribers, which is amazing because I couldn't even get like 20 people to show up at a party. So I want to thank everyone who have subscribed to my channel, either because you happen to have discovered it because you wanted to do a tiramisu and then you found this channel. I actually had somebody write to me that they actually were looking for a recipe for tiramisu, and then they found my channel, and that's how they got onto my channel, the whole Scientology thing. Or because of me having done interviews with somebody else, and then you have come to my channel. So I really appreciate that you're here. I do hope I live up to your expectations, naturally. If I do talk utter tosh, you please do let me know, naturally. I would like to say hello to some people who have arrived already. We have Fluffer Squirrel UK. Hello, you've already have up a question. I will pick that up afterwards. Hello, Madam Squirrel. You've got a cherry cupcake. Excellent. I do like a good cherry cupcakes. Or I do like the Bakewell ones, if you do know that one. Hello there from London. Oh, Jeff, hello there. No negativity talk, Mr. SPchef. Yes, of course. I was just, commenting. Hello, lovely to see you. Ah, yes, can hear you. I'm so glad. Otherwise, I would have been talking now for a few minutes to myself. Excellent. Larry B, how are you doing from Florida? Excellent, Larry. Loving SPchef. Well, thank you very much. Nice seeing you, Larry. I've seen you on some of my I've seen some of comments on my video, so thank you very much. Hello, hello. Oh, hello. Yolanda. Ein Gruß, someone aus dem Obertaubelbeat. Her? Where is that? That's a friend of mine, Yolanda. She is an activist here in Switzerland, and she posts very regularly on Instagram. She also has a newspaper that it's sort of like a news outlet where she gives lots of information about a different Scientologists giving up promotions and so on and so forth. So that's very interesting, very helpful. Hello. Yes. Marvelous. Looking. Well, thank you very much indeed. I do like this shirt. It's a bit dark, but it's flowery, and spring is coming along nicely at the moment. All right, so you're all telling me you can hear me, so that's excellent. I see some of you are on the replay crew later on. Excellent. Yes, I've got. I'm seeing. I do apologize. I'm just trying to look at the chat so I don't ignore anybody. Oh, hello. Hans-Christian Schwarz, lovely seeing you again. Oh, I've got a #1 fan, do I? Excellent. Well, hello, Sandy McKenna. Where are you watching from, by the way? McKenna sounds Scottish. Right. Excellent, excellent. Good morning from Nashville. Wow. Excellent. Thank you very much. Tennessee Tier. All right. And then we've got also from Colorado. Excellent. All right. So, as I was saying earlier, I made this video. I mean, I'm not trying to call out anybody or like, be annoyed. I'm not annoyed at all. Actually, I'm quite flattered. So somebody would think I'm the Swedish chef, although I don't have such excellent eyebrows or mustache as he does. I might actually have one of those shirts that he wears, those white, blue striped ones. I might actually have one of those. It would be kind of funny if I were to wear that. Anyway, and so I made this little funny video and then it got flagged. So now I can't play it. So I thought, okay, let's play it here. And see what you think of it. It's a silly little thing, nothing serious. I will start playing it now so you can have a look. Please continue writing questions or comments. And then after the video clip, it's about 4.5 minutes long, something like that. And then we will start looking at the questions and comments and things like that. And yes, please let me know if you can hear it and everything is okay. So here we go. Hello there, darlings. It has occurred to me that there has been some people who confuse me with this Swedish chef. And I thought to myself, well, let's do a little public service announcement for you so you can tell the difference. So please do enjoy. I'm just stopping it now. Just wondering, can you hear everything? Is it fine? Got some love over here. Thank you very much. M71. Excellent. Thank you very much. All right, so let me continue it. Or let me just put it a little bit in the back. Okay, here we go. Announcement for you so you can tell the difference. So please do enjoy. Sauderi, heute machen wir Popcorn. Jetzt fängt's mal grad schon an, gell?
Was ist gehen? Beste Korn, der beste Verstehen, die Würdige, eine Puppe, die Korn.
Sauderi, zuerst nehmen wir mal ein Täpfchen, dann machen wir da ein bisschen von Mehl drin, gell? Sauderi, jawohl, super da, hä? Jawohl. Jetzt machen wir ein bisschen von dem drin. Oh, super da, hä? I'm just noticing that it is not really, it is very choppy. It's not really playing it properly. So what I will do, if you bear with me, I will maybe, let's see what I can do to try to make it a little bit better. Maybe if I remove it first. Okay, now let me try uploading it again, and then it might actually work a little better, because it's a little irritating when the voice and all the noises don't add to the what you actually can see. Anyway, stop. All right. Okay, here we go. Let me try this again, because it is kind of amusing. Hello there, darlings. It has occurred to me that there has been some people who confuse me with this Swedish chef. And I thought to myself, well, let's do a little public service announcement for you so you can tell the difference. So please do enjoy. It's not much better, but we'll just go with it, all right, darlings? It's all supposed to be that way. Soderi, heute machen wir Popcorn. Jetzt fängt's mal grad schon an, gell?
Franciscan, a birthday corn, the birthday first in the video, and the puppy corn.
Soderi, zuerst nehmen wir mal ein Töpfchen, dann machen wir da ein bisschen von Mehl drin, gell? Soderi, jawohl, super du, hä? Jawohl. Jetzt machen wir ein bisschen von dem drin. Ah, super du, hä ja, hä? Nehmen wir da, gell? Hey, lassen Sie gar nicht sein. So, machen wir zu. I think even some Swiss people will not be quite be able to understand what I'm saying. Hey ja, so jetzt schauen wir mal, was da passiert, gell, du?
They're making a puppy corn. They're making a puppy corn. You're ready to see it. Oh, the puppy corn. Stick it in the microwave. You stick it in the microwave.
Goodness gracious. All right. Let me see. Maybe if I wait just for a moment so we can see my very groovy dance moves. Nobody can ever tell you the Swiss don't have dance moves because this is as great as it will get. I have another idea of maybe uploading it in a different sort of way, but unfortunately I'm a little novice at that and I'm not quite sure how to do that. Oh, no, that's fine. Yes, that's fine. All right, let me just start again, maybe. Well, continue it. Let's see.
Hello?
Ruhe jetzt. Aha. Hallo? Ja. Aha.
Yeah? No.
Ja. Okay. Tschüss. Ja, tschüss.
Oh. Shippy! 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 It's very good. The poopy corn, the sweepy.
So, my little darlings, I do hope you... Right, let me just go a little bit back so you can maybe recover. So you can actually hear what I'm about to say. All right, let's try it again. So, my little darlings, I do hope you can now tell the difference between me And the Swedish Chef, he has a much more magnificent mustache. Hang on, hang on, hang on. It's better. Maybe what I'll do, I will keep it. I'll put it down, and then at the end of the live, we'll put it up again and then play it, and then maybe it will work better because then it will have been uploaded for a longer time. I have no idea. And the Swedish Chef, he has a much more magnificent mustache, although I at least have a much more stiff chef's hat. Although, to be fair, he is getting on in years. He is. Anyway, I do hope you found that interesting, amusing. Do hit the like if you liked it. Do subscribe. And I wish you a most excellent day. Marvelous. There you go. All right. Well, apart from the slight technical difficulties, there we are. I do hope you found it somewhat amusing. Yes, so never should anyone say the Swiss don't have humor, even if it is very stiff humor. But there we are. Right. Yes, I do hope you enjoyed that. Right, so we do have already a couple of questions. So we had this one from Fluffy Squirrel, or as I like to call her, Madam Squirrel. What language do you speak? From my Googling, I see there are 4 main languages spoken in Switzerland. Thank you for spreading awareness to so many. Yes, indeed, there are 4 official languages, and everything that's sent out from the government, anything official, it has to be in the 4 national languages. So you have German, you have Italian, you have French, and then another language called Romansk, which is an ancient Roman language, which is still being spoken in Switzerland, although it is unfortunately shrinking. There are less and less people learning this language because it's a dying language, basically. But to answer the question, I speak German. I speak, well. I can speak Italian well. I wouldn't say I can speak it very well. I couldn't, for example, do any sort of SPTV video in Italian. I don't have the technical lingo and so on and so forth for it. I have enough Italian for conversation and so on and so forth. Mainly because, you see, I live in the north of Switzerland and Italy is in the south of Switzerland. South from Switzerland. And so in the south of Switzerland, they will speak quite a lot of Italian, but in the north, they don't really speak Italian. So I don't really have much opportunity to be able to speak Italian. So I'm losing my Italian vocabulary, unfortunately. And apart from that, of course, I do speak English. I do speak a little French, but only naughty things that I shall not repeat here, naturally. Goodness gracious. Right. Then we got another one. Good morning. I'm on the replay crew. Love your energy, Samuel. Thank you. I recall you started that you paint. Yeah. You stated that you paint. That's right. I would love to see your work. Can you drop a link to your portfolio on your community page? Yes, I do paint, and I actually have a Instagram account for it, although I haven't been active on it for about 2 years or so. Because you see, I started doing painting in a most serious way, shall we say, a few years ago, and I would then upload like 2 or 3 times a week, and I would, I would film myself paint. I will make little funny sort of clips and things like that, and it was really quite strenuous and a lot of work because apart from that, I was also working. Just like now, I'm working and also doing this, and it was just getting a bit too much. And I just sort of realized it wasn't fun anymore. It wasn't fun anymore, the painting. It was more of a job rather than doing it because of fun and because I enjoyed doing it. I enjoyed creating. And so I stopped. I decided I'm not going to post anymore on Instagram because it's just the stress of doing that, and then filming yourself. And, you film yourself when you paint for like 3, 4, 5, 6 hours. And then you can't be there and start, digging for gold or anything like that. Or, for example, something that has happened, I'm sure, to all of us who paint. You have a glass of water or whatever, of tea, and next to it, you have a glass where you have all your dirty water and your brushes, and you don't pay attention. You put your brush in your tea water, and then you think to yourself, great. And then you start swearing, and then it's on camera, and then you have to edit that and all of that jazz. And so I decided I'm not going to upload anymore, but I still paint and so on and so forth. But I'm very happy to give you the link to the Instagram because you can see obviously all the stuff I've done so far. Surely I've got over 100 different pieces. I mean, I do paint on canvases, on cardboard, on paper, but I also have done some statues. I would take old. Oh, actually, I've got here prepped. So I would take an old bottle of wine. So I would always take a bottle of wine from which I drank with friends. I will make a note when it was, with whom I drank it with, and then I remove the labels, and then I put several layers of what's the word? You know, the ground thingy bobsy that you put on the bottom. So of any painting that you do on a canvas, you know what I mean. Anyway, the word doesn't occur to me right now. Please do forgive me. But when you have a canvas, you can't paint directly on a canvas. You have to prep it first, and you so you do the prepping first, let it dry, and then you can paint on top of that. And that's what I've done here. And I do several layers. There we are. I do several layers. I sand it down so it's nice and smooth and beautiful. And then I paint on there. So anyway, let me put the Instagram link there. There we go. And naturally, all my paintings are for sale, of course. So if you do want to buy any of my stuff, I do actually have a website, a webpage where you can buy my paintings, but I have it only set up that you can only buy or pick up the paintings in Switzerland. I don't do anything outside at the moment. It might. Oh, yes, primer. Thank you very much. It's actually a very simple word, but it just didn't occur to me. Thank you very much. A gesso, I think yes. I think that's another word for it. Yes, excellent. So yes, I do like to paint. I saw actually earlier. Oh, I didn't star it for some reason. I meant to star it. Ooh. There we go. Marling Honig, coffee clubs and crafts. You're adorable. Just saying. Well, thank you very much, darling. You do like to crochet, and I actually do like to crochet myself. I haven't crocheted now for a little while. I've done it for the past 5-6 years, on and off. There've always been period where I just start doing it, and then I just don't stop. And I know anyone who does like hobbies and crafts and things like that. You want to make one thing, and then you go out to the shop or whatever to buy the materials, and then you buy way too much stuff. So I bought way too much wool, and I thought to myself, well, what a waste to let it just sit there. I wanted to only do one hat, maybe, one of those woolly hats for winter, and then end up doing 3-4 woolly hats. I will make a table set or doilies. I do like to make doilies because you can practice really interesting patterns on it. So yeah, just a little hobbies like that. Right, let me catch up a little bit on the chat if there are any more questions and such, Oh, here's a comment on my video. If SPTV ever needs some comic relief and a very funny and real human being, they got you. Thank God. The breakup, all this drama going on, you will go far. I know it's a lot of work. I will go far. Well, I do walk about 20,000 steps a day, which is pretty good. Well, work in the kitchen, you almost have to. So anyway, thank you very much. I'm glad that there's some comic relief, even if it is mixed with a little bit of cringe. Particularly for me, watching yourself, it's like listening to yourself. It's a bit odd. It was fabulous. Oh, well, thank you. I'm very glad that you approved and you liked. Let's see. Oh, yes. Oh, hello. Hello, darling. It's Alex here. How marvelous seeing you. You can cook and crochet? Well, I can. I can do it. Obviously not on your level or anything like that. But I do like it. I find it very relaxing. It's very pleasant. It's very calming, and I do enjoy doing that. You're my spirit animal. I'm working on many projects at once. Yeah, tell me about it. Squirrel keychains, a dolly, and a cherry pie hot pad. A cherry pie hot pad. What is a hot pad, darling? I love to crochet with you and chat. Right. Well, maybe we can work something out. I do have a email address that you can send me any email to anyone, of course. Maybe for a collab, or you have a question, or maybe you're somebody who, maybe we used to know each other back in the day and you just want to say hello. Let me see. I actually set up one of these banners. Yes, there you go. So that's my email address. You can send me a message. Naturally, all messages we send are gonna stay between us, unless, of course, we want to make a live or whatever it is that we're gonna do. But just that you know, if you just want to reach out to me because you are under the radar, or you're just not interested in, being out, out like that, that's perfectly fine. No worries about it. And yes, that's that. What are you cooking for us next? Right. So I was planning, I actually did some shopping today. I'm going to make an apple chutney. I'm probably going to film this not tonight. I'm going to film it tomorrow. Oh, by the way, I need to apologize because originally I actually had this schedule for 1 hour later, but because I have a private engagement later on that, started an hour earlier, I had to start off an hour earlier the live as well. So I do apologize for that, by the way. Anyway, what I'm cooking next, I'm making an apple chutney, a lovely one. I'm going to make it slightly spicy. I'm going to add a little bit of chili in it, but you, of course, don't have to do that. And I'm probably going to make it tomorrow and then upload it the day after. So maybe Friday, Saturday will be up. And then I'm planning to also do an Indian curry, a korma curry, which is probably one of the most popular curries in England. And this is one of the curries I used to cook when I was working as a SEOG member in Saint Hill, and I was cooking for all the crew. And we always had Wednesday. Wednesday was a sort of Indian day, if you want to call it that way. For lunch, we always had samosas. We didn't make those ourselves, of course. We bought them frozen, and then we would bake them in the oven. But we would make homemade hummus, and then we would have a couple of different salads. And then in the evening, there was always a curry. And one of them was this korma curry, which I will be doing. Anyway, yeah. So the chutney, which is going to come the day after tomorrow or so, the video I need to obviously make it. I'm going to make it tomorrow and then edit it and so on and so forth. And then we'll make a curry, and the chutney would go very well with the curry as well. So that's perfect. All right. Right, let me see if I have some other that I've starred. Right, so we got here is a Swedish, Hej Vanja, Swedish Chef. I'm assuming that means hello, Swedish Chef. Love from Sweden. Hello there, darling. Lovely, lovely. Having some Swedish support. Excellent. This is fantastic, Samuel. You make me smile every time I hear you. Well, I do hope it's because I'm amusing rather than, it's like secondhand embarrassment and you sort of have to laugh at it. So anyway, I do appreciate that. In either case, I think laughter is good either way. Here's a question. Have you met other ex-Scientologists in Switzerland? I have not. There has been one person who has reached out to me, and this person has, we've been in touch, we've been speaking a little bit, and we are planning to actually meet this year at some point and then just have a little chat. It was lovely talking to this person, on the phone, because I was basically the first ex-Scientologist that this person was able to talk to for years, and it was very, very good for this person to have done that, and obviously, as most stories involving Scientology, it's not a very wonderful story, although it does have a happy ending. Like in my case, I consider myself very much having had a very happy ending. Well, ending continuous. Obviously, it's not an end yet, but yes. I've got here a question just now. Question. I believe your first interview was with Jeff. That's quite right. Are you able to share how you connected with Jeff? Always appreciate everyone sharing the stories. Right. So it's so what happened was, so I connected with him in 2000 and well, what am I thinking? It was last year. Obviously, it was last year, 2023. And how that happened. So some years before already, I think probably it was before the pandemic. So it would have been maybe 2018, 2019. I already thought about doing an interview with somebody. Well, Aaron, probably Aaron. I thought about doing an interview with him. At the time, he was also doing mainly interviews. He's now started again doing interviews, which is great. And I talked to my stepmother about it. And I told her, look, obviously she knows about my life and so on and so forth. She was never involved in Scientology, in case you're wondering. She was never involved in it. Or she was married to my genetical father, Christian, and then they divorced. They divorced in 2005. And yeah, but I see her now almost every week. We'll have lunch and then we'll talk for ages, about all sorts of things. So anyway, I went to her and I talked to her about it. Like, I want to talk to somebody about this and so on and so forth. And she advised me completely against it. Do not do this. To give you a little bit of a background story, my stepmother, she grew up in China right at the beginning of communism. And, she has told me horrific stories. I mean, she's seen so much tragedy in her life. And, she told me that she was telling me how Scientology is so similar to the communism in China, because everybody has to smile, everybody has to applaud the leader. You cannot say anything negative, you cannot show any negativity or anything like that. Everything is wonderful, always, at all times. Family means nothing. The state is everything, in the same with Scientology, right? And she feared, because she saw so much similarity, that if I were to speak out, that terrible things were going to happen to me, because she knows people who just disappeared because they decided to speak out and so on and so forth. And, she basically feared for me. I did tell her, yes, there is, Office of Special Affair, OSA and so on and so forth, which is there. And technically speaking, yes, sure. But, the likelihood that they're going to do anything with me, it's very unlikely, just because I was just the cook. I was just the cook there. I wasn't like an executive who actually, has seen a lot of stuff or anything like that. And so anyways, she's really told me, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it. And it's going to have really bad consequences. And so I listened to her and I didn't do it. And then at some point, I just decided. And then I actually, when Kelly from Kellycopter, when she started her channel, and she did this fantastic Scientology series. I think it was called like the Iceberg of Scientology, or Scientology Iceberg, something like that. And it was 4 parts, and it was done so well. It's so fantastic that I actually messaged her, I believe, on Instagram to say thank you very much. This was so good, really interesting. Hearing something more recent, basically, and also from the UK, so somewhere where I've been as well. And then I think I said something along the lines, I think I want to talk about, what happened to me and tell my story, but I'm not sure. I'm a bit uncertain, particularly also because I still have family that are still in Scientology, right? And I didn't want to lose them and so on and so forth. And then she basically told me, it's perfectly fine. Just because you have a story doesn't mean you have to tell your story. If you want to at some point, you can. If you just want to talk to me, she talking to me, like she told me, if you just want to talk to me or anything like that, we can also do that. That's fine. So that was very nice. And then I don't know what happened. I just sort of decided, you know what? I don't, what am I going to wait for? Because whether I do now an interview or if I'm going to do it in 5 years, my family will have to disconnect from me either way, and the ones that are still in Scientology, of course. And so I decided, you know what, I'm going to do it. And I sent to several YouTubers, like 3 or 4 YouTubers, I sent them an email saying, look, I would like to do an interview. I very briefly told my story and, let me know. And within like 20 minutes, Jeff, he answered. And he said, okay, do you want to just have a chat? And then he sent me a link for a for a video call, and it was just like that. And then we just had to talk. It's like, okay, good, let's schedule something, let's do this. Very, very efficient. There must be some Swiss or German blood in him, because it was very like tuck 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 tuck, and it was done. And then that was that. And then we did the interview, and then after the interview, my brother-in-law, my sister saw that. Well, they didn't see it. They only saw that I made an interview. They obviously didn't see it. And then they disconnected from me. And at that point, I just said, you know what? Might as well make my YouTube channel. And that is how I started my channel in March of this year. So yeah, and here I am now. Anyway, that was a very long-winded answer, but I do hope you found that interesting. All right. It is amazing how everyone is able to connect these days. Yes, absolutely. It's so much easier now. I mean, communication is so incredibly easy these days. Although I am a little old-fashioned, I do like to write letters. I always write Christmas cards. I have quite a large Christmas card list, even to people I haven't seen for years. But I just, I always get such a joy when I get a handwritten card and there's a stamp on there, because I do collect stamps, not as actively anymore as I did when I was a child. And it's always very nice getting a handwritten letter. So I do always write my Christmas cards and birthday cards and things like that. So yeah. Oh, here's another from Marilyn. PTS Jeff is a great guy. Yeah, he's great. I really appreciate his help, his support, his listening ear. And yeah, I'm really glad that worked out, and this friendship has what's the word? Sprouted? No, this friendship has come out of that. Right. So yes, I was talking about earlier the different things I want to do in regards to cooking. So I'm going to do this chutney, then I'm going to do this curry. If there are any requests that you would like to see me do, you can just write it down. Any video, you can just make a comment and say, I would love for you to make this, that, or the other. Like, for example, the chutney is not something I learned in the Siok, which is why when I will be doing the video, I will not be wearing my yellow foulard, which is that scarf that you wear as a chef or as a cook. Neither will I be wearing my captain's hat. I will wear my regular chef's hat, which is, by the way, called a toque, and my white foulard, to sort of indicate, okay, this is just a recipe, just like that. And then any other recipes that I will do and show that I learned or that I did while I was working for Scientology in the Siok, I will then be wearing my white foulard with the captain's hat to sort of show the difference in that sort of way. Obviously, I will comment and talk about the fact that I learned that in the Siok or whatever. Oh, hello there. Hey. Lovely seeing you there. I saw you send me an email earlier today or yesterday. I will be responding to that. We might do a little collaboration or something. So stay tuned for that. Right, let's see. I think I still have a couple start. No. Well, I do, but I already took them up. So if you do have any more questions, do let me know. Otherwise, we'll make this. Is it fine? Yeah, it was buffering for a moment. Otherwise, now I sort of lost my train of thought, brain fart once again. So I was saying, yes, please leave questions or comments if you have any. Oh, yes, and thank you very much. Like and subscribe. I only need, what do I need? I need 140, and then I'm at 1,500, which is amazing. But this is what I'm going to do now. I'm going to play my silly little clip again. So hopefully it will work more smoothly. I will just try it, and if I see it won't work, I'll just stop it. Um, oh, here's another question actually from Larry. Question: when you were in the Seahawk, probably, like, you would say you were gay. Did you ever spot anyone else that you knew was gay too? No disrespect meant. I'm assuming you're asking me that while I was in the Seahawk, did I spot anyone else gay? Well, the thing is, I mean, even now my gaydar is terrible. I mean, it's. I think that's why I'm still single. You know, it's like somebody. I mean, unless somebody actually sits on me, I don't really realize that anybody's flirting with me. It's really bad. And when I was in the Seahawk, of course, I never met anybody gay. I never had any sort of, like, I don't think I've ever even seen like a even a cliche gay in a movie or in a series or anything like that. So there was actually this guy in the Seahawk that, now that I think about, I think he must have been. I don't know if he was. I mean, if he wasn't gay, then he must have been just like an artist or like really eccentric. His name was Massimo. His surname I do not remember anymore. At that time, he was working in the IAS office, and he was really flamboyant, very camp, very like like that all the time. But he was married. He was married to a lovely, lovely, beautiful woman. But it could have been just for show. I have no idea. But like looking at it, thinking back from back then, he's the only person I could have sort of imagined he may have been gay. There were a couple of women I heard, possible that they were lesbian, but it could have just been natter, just because they didn't like them or something like that. Oh, I remember. It's funny, it's funny when when I think back about my time there, I suddenly remember little nuggets of just random information, and I remember when I was working when I was working in the Seahawk at St. Hill, at first, before I started to work in the kitchen, I was working in the canteen. Right. Let me put that away. Okay. I was working in the canteen, and we had a little radio playing. And I don't know if this song was released then, but there's this song, I kissed a girl and I think I liked it, or something like that. Taste of cherry lipstick, or something like that. Anyway, you know what I mean. You know what song I mean, right? That song either just came out, or it was just a song that just kept on playing on the radio. And I remember that the deputy CO, so deputy commanding officer CLO, her name was Jemima. I want to say Jones, but I don't think it was Jones. It was something else. And she was quite young, actually. She was maybe 6-7 years older than I was. And when that would play, and she would come in and she said, "Samuel, turn off that horrible song." And she would get really, really agitated by that, very, very angry. She did have short hair, but darlings, that doesn't mean anything. So I don't know if she acted that way because she actually was lesbian. I have no idea. But that's just a little memory I just had, that she acted very, unusually aggressive towards that. Right. Here's another little reminder. Come on, like and subscribe to the SPchef. He's phenomenal, funny, and original. Oh, thank you. Hit the like button, subscribe, and just move on well, not move on. You know what I mean. Just move on well, not move on. You know what I mean. Yes, I think I know what you mean. Right, I've got a question. Question. Do you have any good cupcake recipes? It's the only thing I'm good at making. Right. I don't have a particular cupcake recipe, but I do have my trusty Mere Bere cookbook, so I'm sure I'll be able to find one there. Right. So I would like to try again to play this little video clip. So for anyone who has just come in recently or whatever, yesterday I was trying to upload a video, and it was struck down immediately because of copyrights. I thought that this might happen, but I thought, it will take a couple of weeks or something before it will happen, but it happened immediately. And so I decided to play it on a live, in the hopes, okay, this might work. So I played it earlier, but it was a little bit choppy, not so nice. So I'm going to try it again. And yes, do enjoy. And here we go. Oh, that's right at the end. Let me try again. It occurred to me that there has been some people who confuse me with the Swedish Chef. Well, it's still not working. So we're not gonna try it again because it's a little unpleasant. If I manage to figure it out, I will use it again in a live or whatever. I kissed a girl and I think I liked it. I certainly did not, but that is the name of of the song. If you remember, do you remember the artist? Was it like Katy Perry or something like that? Look, listen, I don't know all these new people. I usually don't only remember artists when they're long dead, like Beethoven and stuff. So yes. Right. So I don't see any more questions. Neither do I see any comments. So that's fine. We've been at it for about 45 minutes, which is absolutely marvelous, darlings. If yes, here's question mark. Katy Perry. Yes, I think so. It sort of rings a bell. I'm not sure. Oh, here we've got confirmation. Yes, Katy Perry. I kissed the girl and I liked it. Excellent. Yes. Well, thank you very much for clearing that up, darlings. Right. So I wish you a most excellent day. I want to thank you very much for bearing with me, for watching this live with me, right? And if you be a dear and hit the like, do subscribe if you have not and you like this sort of content. Again, I'm gonna do cooking content. I might actually do something regarding painting that I might do like a live painting or something. I'm not sure. I might do like one of those questionnaires I've seen that you can do on YouTube where people can sort of say yes, they want that, the other thing, and then you can sort of decide what to do. So I might do something like that. Anyway, so I wish you a most excellent, marvelous day. Thank you so much for being here, for having subscribed, and I will see you on the flip side. Goodbye.